I had a client come to me with a familiar problem. Their landing pages were converting at less than 1%, and the industry standard for their particular sector should have sat somewhere between 2 and 5%, so it wasn't great. And their first instinct was to find someone who could sweep in, move some buttons around, tweak a few headlines, and magically fix everything. And I've seen this expectation so many times now that I've lost count. And I understand the appeal. A quick fix sounds wonderful when your numbers look that bad. But if you want to seriously improve your conversion rate, shuffling a few UI elements around will only scratch the surface. It's like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic while ignoring a rather sizable hole in the hull. I think of effective conversion work really as falling into three distinct layers, and the UI changes sit right at the bottom of those three layers. Yes, the order of the presentation and the information matters, and yes, there are improvements to be made here. But this level has the smallest overall impact on conversion. And unfortunately, it's where most CRO agencies focus because it's visible and it's easy to point at, but it rarely moves the needle in any meaningful way. Now, the second layer is content, and this is where things start to get more substantial. You can't simply improve conversion without addressing the content of the page. And when I mention this to clients, I often hear something like, yeah, but we don't produce the content. That's done by the content team or subject experts. And therein lies the problem. Content teams are usually subject matter experts, not website copywriters. They understand their product inside out, but they don't necessarily understand how people scan web pages. They tend to focus on what the company wants to say rather than what the audience actually wants to know. Good conversion-focused content, on the other hand, needs to address the user's pain points and the goals they want to achieve, explain the benefits you provide and how your features and services deliver them, handle objections before they become a reason to leave, and build trust through things like social proof, case studies, awards, and certification. And without these elements, no amount of button moving will save you. However, there is one final layer to this puzzle, and this is often the deepest and most impactful layer, and that's organizational issues. Unfortunately, it's also the hardest to fix because it goes beyond the website entirely. Organizational constraints regularly damage conversion rates in ways that aren't visible from the outside. Legal requirements might force the copy to read like a compliance document. Your forms might have 12 fields because someone in sales wanted to validate every inquiry. Your product offering might genuinely be wrong for your audience. Or your advertising might be driving bottom of funnel users to top of funnel pages, or vice versa. And these are problems that no UI optimization can solve. They require conversations with stakeholders, changes in internal processes, and sometimes difficult decisions about how the business operates. Even after you've addressed all these layers, you can't just design your landing pages and walk away. Effective conversion optimization requires an ongoing program of continuous A/B testing and user research. And yet, I regularly encounter clients who want me to do all this but refuse to let me anywhere near the customer. Surveys? No, they're too intrusive. User interviews? What if it upsets somebody? It's a bit like asking a doctor to diagnose you while refusing to let them take your temperature. If you want to understand what your users need, you need to actually talk to them. There's no way around it. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Can't we just use A/B testing to get our way to better results? And yes, A/B testing matters, but it can only tell you what works and what doesn't. It gives you no insights into why, and it certainly doesn't give you inspiration for what's worth testing in the first place. You need to talk to actual humans to get that. The vast majority of meaningful improvements come from continual testing and iteration, not from some expert arriving, waving a magic wand, and then disappearing into the sunset. When clients come to me wanting a quick fix, what they actually need is long-term commitment to understanding their users and optimizing systematically. So if you're struggling with conversion, by all means start with the UI, but don't stop there. Look at the content, look at your organization, and commit to the ongoing work of understanding what your users actually need. Because moving buttons around might feel productive, but it's rarely where the real improvements are hiding.